like how every single page is just like a different style. Like I can't stay with a cohesive style, but that's the fun part about sketchbooks. Hi, my name is Nareh Agekian. I'm 16 years old and I go to Clark Magnet High School, and I want to be a concept artist when I get older. I started drawing at a really young age for like as long as I can remember. My parents put me in an art class when I was also really young, and that's when I like figured out that I want to do this for the rest of my life, that I want to do this professionally. And that like it's my passion. I love doing it, and I just kept doing it.
Do you remember your first drawing?
I
know it's a long time
yeah.
ago.
I honestly don't remember my first drawing. It was probably like some scribble, but the earliest thing that I can remember drawing was like scribbling with a red crayon on the wall, and then my grandma didn't get mad because she thought it was cool. And so she kept it there for like years. And just a couple years ago, I remember them cleaning it off because they had to remodel it. Okay, so I really like to come up with concepts for literally anything. I'm always like sketching or drawing backgrounds or people. And also one thing that really inspires me is just animated movies and video games. I always pay attention to the design of the characters and the backgrounds, and I'm always thinking like, man, imagine if like I came up with this, or I can come up with something like this, and then other people will look at it and be like, this is really pretty. So this was the first sketchbook that I started. I actually started this at around the beginning of the first quarantine, so March of 2020. And I started this just to like experiment with sketching, and just I had too much free time on my hands. So I started off with a bunch of collages, and then yeah, a bunch of fun things like this. And then more towards like here in this part of the sketchbook, I started to get more serious with sketching and realized that I can really improve my skill. So every single page is something different, and it's just something that I was feeling that day or something that I just wanted to draw. Like this page is a bunch of bird studies with Shakespearean insults, which I just thought was really cool. And it's a really good outlet to express yourself creatively, and just whatever you want to draw, whatever you want to do is all compiled in one place. And it's also really good because you could see your improvement from this week to this week and really document everything that you draw, which is what I like to do. So the sketchbook is the second one, and in this one I focused more on studies. So I did a lot more life drawings. And there's a lot more stylized stuff here too, but it's more focused on studies and just trying to improve my technical skill. I want to go to more interesting pages. Like here, I was studying outfits and how to draw from reference and also like stylize them. On this page, I was trying to exaggerate the body and trying to find some like interesting shapes and stuff. I don't think this sketchbook honestly isn't as exciting as my other ones for some reason. This is like a good example of what most of my sketchbooks are, which are just impulsive pictures and just things that I find cool, and they're just here, just cool stuff. So I have two of these sketchbooks, these smaller ones. These are really good to just keep in your pocket. So on the go, you can just draw whatever. And I love these kind of travel sketchbooks because if I'm not drawing, I feel like I'm not being productive. So just stuff like this is really fun to me. And I really like to use pen with these travel sketchbooks because even if you do make a mistake, you can't really like go back and be like, oh, I made a mistake. It's just there. So it adds that factor of like excitement. And then I really like this one. These are studies from the galleries at the Huntington. So these type of observational environment drawings, they're really fun to do because you're kind of just there. And I really like doing these too because it's kind of like going somewhere and taking a photo, except it's kind of more personal because you remember exactly what you're doing. So here I remember I was at Montrose with my cousin and we were just walking and I saw really cool cars. So I just started to draw them. And here it's me and her at a cafe. And then over here is when I started school. I have to flip this. And this is when oh wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. This is when I started school. So how much I drew like really lessened because schoolwork and all that. So I improvised and I found time in school to draw. So I really like doing these kind of point of view drawings now because you're observing your environment around you. So whenever I don't have work to do or whenever I'm just like sitting there and I think something's cool, I just bring out my sketchbook and start to draw. So here I did observational drawings of people in my class. Here was just my keyboard in one of my classes, and this is one of my favorites. It's my animation classroom. And I really like these type of pen drawings because they look messy, but they look really alive too. They have their own life to them. Same with this one. I really like this one. And then stuff like this too. I was out with my friends just at Starbucks and we're sitting there and I just decided to draw to save that memory. So this is the third big sketchbook. In this one, I really started to focus more on gouache and trying to get better at gouache. I also really like experimenting with different mediums. So here I used watercolor and gouache for the paints, but I also used this type of acrylic sculpting medium to do these kind of three-dimensional pieces on here. And stuff like that is really fun in a sketchbook. It was honestly a really impulsive page. My favorite music artist put out a new album, and I just started to oil paint some of his funny photos. This was documenting literally one of my favorite trips I've ever taken. We went to Joshua Tree, and just every step of the way I was in my sketchbook just drawing stuff. This was whenever we were in the car. And these are like some of my favorite memories. This is like one of the main reasons why I keep a sketchbook, just to remember all of these really fun times that I've had with people that I love. Yeah. You know what I learned from keeping this sketchbook? Just for other people not to draw in it, because I lost so many pages because of it. Yeah. There are some pages that I just like go back and finish after the sketchbook is finished because I want it to look presentable, and I think this one's gonna have a lot of that. Like, see how this one's tied? All of these pages are filled up with another person's drawings. Except for this one. Thanks for watching the first episode of Sketchbook Diaries. Make sure to check out the next one with Arthur, the beautiful long-haired priester. His sketchbooks are absolutely amazing. Have a nice day. Bye. What was the question?
I love this already. It's really awesome.